Thank you, Emily and Raz. They both still predict 100 Thieves, but at this point, Kobe, we've already had our upset, so I think stakes are a little lower for the Thieves, but like they had highlighted,
I like to pump up the stakes.
You like to pump up the stakes? Can we get like a bald bet for this one? Like without the players knowing? We can just say it, right?
So you're going to choose a player. And,
yep, it's FBI because he's on screen, and let me turn around. Fudge. There we go. He's closest to me.
Okay.
All right. We'll build up that lore at some point here. But again, they highlighted 100 Thieves with Coach Golden Glue can still move around. We do see the spot locked pretty much for Shopify Rebellion, but 100 Thieves can either go in Group A or Group B in that group stage. So depending on which one that they want, there is a lot on the line here for them. But obviously, you're going to want just to get wins on the board. Figure out what works for your team before that group stage, before we get into that fearless drafting best of threes.
Yeah, definitely do. We're basically at the end of some of these testing runs here with some of these best of ones.
This is our last one to see every team will have played each other at least once after this game. That's the whole purpose of the positioning phase leading into the group phase. So let's see if Shopify Rebellion can get it back online because, again, similar to Disguised, they have a couple more wins, but they've been close a lot of times. Even against the top teams, they're maintaining gold leads up until around like 25, 30-minute marks. But then there's always these late-game moments where they start to fall apart. 100 Thieves, it's actually a little earlier on the 20-minute mark where typically they start to struggle. So let's see if they can clean that up. But it's Azir locked in early for the Thieves.
All right. Are we going to get the Ezreal on their other side? Hovering Taliyah is the answer into Azir right now. Could be a mid plus AD carry lock-in or jungle.
We won't have the Vi combo. We see a lot of Vi Taliyah so far, but since Shopify Rebellion banned away the Vi, maybe it's Naafiri. I don't see Naafiri with the Taliyah as much. Don't set each other up quite as well, but the Xhao, there we go.
Yeah, very confident on his team fighting on this champion, and it has a lot of good early scrapping, so Contractz definitely a big fan of it. Also, being so popular right now. Let's take a look at the response, though, from River. River had just had an exceptional Naafiri game. Speaking of Naafiri, in their last game versus Lion, and it looks like he wants back on that dog.
Why not? The question is, will he have the hot dog skin?
Yeah, he used it last time. So I would bet yes. And since we're like doing so many bets
we really are. That is like the theme of the day, at least second half here. What do they pair with the Naafiri, though? They got the Azir already. They could go for a high prio top lane, probably something like an AD carry. They're hovering a lot of them right now. So what does
I
FBI
personally
want to play?
like the utility of Ashe, but Ezreal and Varus have just been perma-spammed, perma-picked every time. And they go with the Misfortune instead here. Misfortune? Okay, so it does give you, of course, that ability to rotate into mid lane, on one item, control mid lane, use your strut to roam around to the other parts. The ultimate, though, does require some help to use. Yeah,
and right now they don't necessarily have that set up. I think it would come down to a support pick because Azir, the shuffle kind of. Naafiri doesn't have a big engage tool. And even Xhao has the ability to dodge all that. Ezreal can play out of range. So let's see if FBI can pull off the Misfortune to great effect here because Shopify Rebellion can now try and draft around it and importantly also ban around it.
I also think that by not taking Ezreal for yourselves as 100 Thieves, then you give Shopify something that they have really highly prioritized, which is a safe AD carry to let Seoul go roam with Contractz. This has been one of their biggest weapons that they've used since Seoul has joined this team is slap Seoul on Leona or Rel or something like that and have him go pair with Contractz for a lot of those early skirmishes.
And I think that they're set up to do just that. If they ban Nautilus, maybe ban away something like the Alistair themselves here, they can make sure that they get a premier engaged support to take it away. They still get their top lane counter pick. I'm liking so far what Shopify Rebellion are showing in their draft. It's interesting to see 100 Thieves even banning away some of those support picks.
Well, I mean, the Poppy is a really good denial ban because Naafiri does not like playing into the Poppy, and so that would cause some problems. Azir sometimes has some problems getting a good sweep off. If the Poppy positioning is good, you can block those big plays as well. And we'll see if they throw the Leona in there as well because the Leona is still standing.
Leona and Alistair are both up. 100 Thieves don't need to ban one of them because they could opt for the other one. Again, I'm looking for a big setup tool for the Misfortune. If you don't get one of those, you could even look at things like Rakan as well as that engage, but he's a squishier primary engage tool as opposed to something like that Leona. So they man away the Alistar. Let's see if Shopify won it.
Ding, ding, ding.
There it is. Okay. Predictions, Kobe. Well done. You got them all locked in.
I mean, he's been spamming Leona, so this one, I'll say, yeah, it's pretty easy. He definitely loves this champ, as we can see, and it gives you some long-range engage. The ultimate is always so good into Misfortune, as opposed to some of the other options, just because you can point-click.
Yeah.
And whenever she starts firing off the bullets, it's an easy answer.
And there we go. One in the bucket for me as well. There's the Rakan locked in. They were having other things like the Nico, like the Renata Glass, but instead they do want that more dedicated engage, and they have the blind pick Gnar going into the top lane.
Yep. There's no way you blind pick Riven, even though I would love to see it.
Could you imagine? What would Fudge play into?
I could imagine it. Wait, we got Malphite, baby. All right, we got the big rock in the top side for Fudge. Actually,
this is a great Malphite game. I love it. I mean, you're slowing the attack speed of the Azir, the Gnar, the Naafiri. Whew.
Yep, so much attack damage on the enemy team as well, and really good engage tools. You know, lots of stuff here to set up for Taliyah picks. Leona and Malphite, very long range, good options for themselves. And Misfortune, how many successful ultimates will there be in this game with the Malphite ult and a Leona ult that you're playing against?
It. Yeah, you're putting a target on your own back.
Even before you press it, sometimes it's going to flash on you and use it. So let's see.
I'm imagining the cleanse game from FPI.
Yeah, I'm going to check when the last time we had a Malphite, actually.
Last time we had a Malphite, I would imagine not that long ago, but last time Fudge played Malphite, I don't even know if I can remember a Fudge Malphite game. Notorious in my memory is bad, though, so Kobe's looking it up here. Hopefully we'll have the stats soon as the coaches go give each other the honorary fist bumps and a nice chest bump between Golden Glue and DeMonte. We got to gift that one. That was good. I think that Golden Glue severely won that, by the way. I saw Tanner get knocked back a couple of feet, but here we go. We're getting into it. 100 Thieves for Shopify Rebellion.
The last time we had the Malphite was 2023. It was solo. Do you remember Colin?
I do. The first 30-year-old in LCS.
Goes hand in hand. Malphite player.
How old's Fudge? I don't think he's close.
Not even close. He's like 22 or something. He said in the Ludwig interview, I believe.
Well, we'll see if his Malphite is any better then. I still, again, love it in the draft. Let's see if it gets a win for Shopify Rebellion. The last game of the positioning phase before groups are locked going into next weekend's best of threes. And a reminder that we have had the upset Kobe. Last game disguised the first of the bottom four to strike the top four teams down.
That's them right there. You can see the one.
That's the one.
That's the one right there. I was here. I witnessed it live.
A lot of us were, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of us
all
were.
the folks in the audience, all the folks at home. Incredible stuff right there. Now, can Shopify Rebellion do it as well is the question. Will that one go to a 2?
Double down. Double or nothing.
Double or,
how about that?
Well, I don't think that they would take the one away.
Yeah, you got to make an agreement with Disguise. Say, hey, you want a double or nothing with us?
Positioning doesn't change if we change it back to a 0. So,
but they've got the Chad Malphite with Comet here. So comment on your Qs on the Gnar for the harassment here for Fudge. There we go. Start out early. You get an instant view, Q, instant comment.
That's an amazing tweet, by the way. Thank you, Brikachu, for that one. Bottom 4 Rebellion. They're going to keep it going.
Double or nothing.
Double. Okay, again, I don't think we have the authority to say that, but for now, I'm going to back you up.
We can say it.
Yeah, true. You know, actually, that's a very accurate statement. We can say a lot of things.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, eyes are going to be on the Malphite for what it can do late game. I don't expect a lot to happen early game from it.
I'm glad
you
said that, because as soon as you said eyes on Malphite, the observers were listening, and they put the camera on Malphite, so we get to see every shard come out, every comment go.
I was trying to get us away from that lane, oddly enough, because I don't expect action here, but I think maybe if we zoom in more.
This.
Actually, if we zoom in closer, the higher the percentage of action happening.
Passive backup, the shielding.
And in fact, I'm actually not expecting a lot of action in any of these lanes. Maybe the bot side, we do see Contractz pathing down that direction, and they do have Leona. That's where they could set up an early game play if anybody from 100 Thieves steps out of position.
Yeah, and FBI has taken cleanse in this game. Try and deal with this Leona. That definitely will be targeting him. Definitely will be annoying to deal with, but does make it a bit difficult there early on. So nice push from Shopify achieved early for those two. And as you said, Contractz is pathing down towards that side.
Yeah, and a reminder that even though I was saying maybe we don't see a lot of action early, these are two high-action teams overall. We do see 100 Thieves. I mean, even just last split, they were the bloodiest in the world. That was a very fun stat we were tracking there. Slowed down a little bit here in split 2, but still a team that likes to make action happen early in the game. So don't fall asleep yet, everybody. I do think that there is a chance.
Okay, I won't. I was planning on it.
Oh, well, I wasn't even talking to you, Kobe. I assumed that you were going to stay awake.
Right?
It'd be impressive if you... There's not even a chair back here.
Little narcolepsy in action. Let's take a look here, though, because 100 Thieves on the push back. And Contractz already went for his recall, so not going to waste any time down here. He recalls after his crab, go back into the full clear, second clear for him up on the top side. Don't expect him, to make a visit towards the top lane. Just keep on farming fully through your second clear.
But Sniper is getting a better trade here. Remember, this was the counter pick. Fudge picked this into the Gnar, so it's always interesting to see when laning phase doesn't go according to plan in situations like that as Malphite trades on the Quid.
It's not meant to early be the counter, though. You're not like be this mega lane bully. You're meant to have a Malphite for later, baby.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Appreciate the context there. You don't think Malphite can solo kill the Gnar? Come on.
I mean, if
He's got the comet.
If you get level 6, then your odds go up.
Yeah, well, we are making a lot of bets, so you want to have those good odds here. As he's actually going to go for the TP bot lane, so early lane rotation. Sniper's walking down, will have teleport advantage.
Let's see if that actually turns into any missed minion waves, because in the last game, it was pretty big with so many swaps that we saw with Disguised and Team Liquid. I actually went back and looked at each and every one during the break.
You did your homework.
The biggest winner, I'll have to say, was Core JJ. Or was Huhi, excuse me. Was Huhi for sure. Huhi created so many CS windows for Castle to get ahead. So much credit to the supports, going for those dives onto the Renekton in the last one. Malphite's a lot harder to dive, but Malphite is also proxying right now for the level 6, and now your odds went up, Kangas.
I mean, Contractz is on the bottom half. I don't expect us to go for an all-in on the Gnar. That seems kind of aggressive, but let's see if he does anything else.
Well, the rewards of going for proxy are that you get the minion wave a lot earlier, so then you get to make moves like this, where the top laner's in the enemy jungle, you can leave behind vision, you can go harass the enemy mid lane or the enemy jungle if they're on that side. You kind of buy yourself these like 30-second windows at a time, since each minion wave spawns every 30 seconds, and so this time...
Not going to amount to anything, but it was a window.
It was a window, and he went on a nice nature walk.
He saw a lot of the Rift. Sometimes I like to play those mini games with pros, like where you zoom in, you're like, where is this on the Rift? Fudge is doing his homework for that. Yeah, exactly. But again, even in all seriousness, there was a chance if anybody was out of position, you can find it as now top lane. Talking about out of position, Bvoy gets knocked up, Seoul's covering him and takes some damage himself.
And the thing to note, it was the positioning, because it was... Wait a second.
Oh, actually, aggressive play here onto Contractz. Still has the flash available, but River has the level advantage. Only 5 for Contractz, 6 for River. Contractz going down. First blood to 100 Thieves.
Quid and River. No hesitation there.
Has the seismic shove. River does not quite have the levels in the queue to fully lifesteal up, but he does get a big chunk back, and Quid will cover the retreat.
Yeah, look at that nice healing on the stacked up Conqueror there. But Quid with the huge play. Zin's out. I always feel like this champion has so many positions where it can get picked off in the early game. And that one isolated there, really heads up play from Quid to just go for it with the Azir sweep onto him. And instant follow from River over the top with the Naafiri ultimate. Benefits of getting these grubs early, man. The extra experience really goes a long way. Level 6 is just so critical, and 100 Thieves, no hesitation, perfect timing for them. Full grub pack plus the first blood.
And no dragon trade on the other side. Contractz on spawn has to go up to the top camps as O's had spawned for himself. So there's theoretically going to be more action here on the map. 100 Thieves can go for a reset, spend their gold, get back on the map, and head down towards that bottom objective.
All right. One extra melee goes down first before the reset here, but we're going to have the answer, of course. Now Bvoy and Seoul get their recall off. They're going to walk through as well as it pushes back off the crash. And we are going to have a more kind of standard opening for the bottom side jungle fight. I mean, Seoul is actually coming out through mid lane, but then again, we're going to get the link up. Support's into the river right now. You see Eyla going there first too, try and get the vision down here around the Drake. The surprise factor is huge.
There's no one behind 100 Thieves, though, so Eyla was alone there. We see Shopify Rebellion kind of grouped up. They have their support hovering mid to help get prio there, as Contractz will clear these final camps on the bottom side. And then they'll have their window to actually make a move. Meanwhile, no teleport for Fudge, so 100 Thieves actually will have teleport advantage if there is a fight around the dragon.
So you can see River's already going for his top camps. So he wants to cycle his regular camps, doesn't want to mess around with any sort of Shopify dragon play as of yet. And we'll see if that continues to be the game plan. But game plan for Fudge, guess what? Malphite, stack armor.
Yeah, and doesn't look like the Rebels are actually going to pounce on the opportunity. Contractz went for his own reset and is heading back towards the top half of the map from base here. So that dragon will not be touched. I think the 100 Thieves are given a window saying, we just want to prioritize that clear like you were talking about, but Shopify Rebellion aren't getting anything for it.
They're going to prioritize multiple people topside. They even had Quid like half hovering. It was almost going to be 5. Quid is now back to mid lane pushing.
Contractz sees River here. Still has call to pack, and now it's used. River trying to get to safety. Knocked up, taken down. Fudge on the board.
Telling you, the counter pick Malphite, the bonus is you got Malphite later then, baby. And that's what you get. The Naafiri W is down, so Fudge fires away. River down. That is revenge for Contractz. He got swept by the enemy solo laner, so then his solo laner hits him with the big Malphite.
And it seemed confusing when you looked at the dragon, but it makes sense now. Contractz read that River was going for the dive. They read that 100 Thieves were trying to make the play top side instead of at the dragon. That's something Contractz has historically been very good at. When he's playing on all cylinders, he can read an enemy jungler like a book, and I think that's an example of that happening. Fudge picking up the kill now, gets the entire wave in. He's going to go for a reset now. Let's see if he's close to an item completed as, 1v1 down here. Sniper versus Palafox. Flash is available for the Taliyah. Might just have to use it here. Sniper with the auto. Wallop misses the boulder toss. Palafox barely gets out of there.
Yeah, Palafox wanted to seismic shove him back towards like tower aggro, but then Sniper is just in his face and almost solos.
We have a teleport coming in here from Quid. The flanking Azir. Malphite's there as well, but does not have the ultimate available. Now here comes Quid. Big shuffle play onto 3 members. Seoul trying to buy space, but Bvoy's already down. Contractz trying to fight for his life right now as Palafox does take out Sniper. Sniper's a sacrificial lamb as the dragon goes over to River. 100 Thieves pick up the objective. Fudge is still no ultimate. Flash out of the pit. Shopify Rebellion not getting a lot done for that play.
They get 2 kills, but they lose the dragon. So Shopify do get the extra kill since Palafox was able to come back and Sniper had just used his flash and Palafox used the Taliyah ultimate to get there. If you also count the earlier play, then I guess there's a little advantage, but look at how it started. Fudge was able to get River's W and then plop the blast cone on this side. So River uses ult to get in. Sniper used his flash and his hop to get away from the initial engage from 100 Thieves. And that's how Palafox is then able to get a little revenge for himself and actually get the kill chasing him down upon returning with that Taliyah ultimate. So yeah, +1 on the kills, but the objective did go over to River since he stayed in the pit and Contractz went on that little chase around the other side.
And now 1 neutral objective away for 100 Thieves to pick up that race towards the feats of strength. See if they're able to get there. They've already lost the feats of warfare. That's picked up by Shopify Rebellion, so it'll come down to the turret race and again that neutral objective race.
Okay. Malphite ultimate is up and ready.
Yeah.
We're locked and loaded.
Long cooldown early, but the more items you get, the more points you put into that, the more it'll be up, and right now, it could be very impactful.
Yeah, and it really is because he's going Iceborne Rush, so you get some cooldown reduction off your Sheen and some extra burst damage with it, so get more of them, plus they hit harder. Meanwhile, right now, though, Malphite walked over. You see the mini-map. Fudge is now walking back to bottom lane. Sniper just annihilated another minion wave at the...
Yeah, River just needs to smite the... Oh, he doesn't get it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Shopify do get the grubs here, but do they get out?
Okay, engage in from Eyla. Seoul is very tanky on that Leona, one of the benefits of the champion. Hard to pick.
So, Sniper on the Trinity Force, really some extra time with the split push down there. See if that is meaningful as well. He has consistently been split pushing all weekend long with the Jace and found some success. And now that he does have Trinity Force on Gnar, nice little spike for himself, little advantage there. But Malphite doesn't really care that much, even without the Iceborne completed. Has a decent amount of armor and sustain already with him, with his refillable and his biscuits, and it does just fine.
I mean, you mentioned Sniper in the side lane. He picked up a player of the game even yesterday. A lot of conversation around if he could have gotten it from game 1 of the weekend. He's had a great week 3 so far of the best of 1 stage. A lot of it due to his side lane play, as it's been cleaning up over the year.
Going for
and
the
he's
swap
going to
right
get
now.
this push in. Yeah, Fudge goes for the full back. It's going to be Palafox heading bot side. Has Seo's hovering nearby. 2 minutes still Dragon, 2 minutes still Herald. So not a lot to fight over. It's just about pushing these waves in and getting the lane assignments that we want. Quid even gets that top lane all the way shoved in and will now reset to go towards the bot lane, it looks like. He's deciding where he wants to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's so interesting, too, as we look forward to the team fights, because it does feel like Bvoy is going to have a lot of freedom in them. Meanwhile, FBI is going to have a very difficult time with this full Shopify dive that you presumably is going to be going straight for him. But Shopify also have the capability of just using that to get picks instead on anyone.
Yeah.
They don't have to, save it for that team fight. They're also very capable of getting picks. Anytime you have Taliyah and stuff like a Malphite or Leona, those picks can be very, very quick. And right now, they are looking towards getting some bot lane pressure.
Yeah, not going to commit to it, though. The one FBI ult we've seen so far, to your point that you were just making there, it did get canceled, but by Contractz, not the one that we necessarily expected. So he's 0 for 1 of full ultimates. Let's see how many he's actually able to get this game, as this is, again, a very, very hard champion to pull off against a composition the Shopify Rebellion have drafted. Now we have 45 seconds for the Dragon, around the same for the Herald. So this is the point where I like to start to highlight who's got better setup. So far, Shopify Rebellion, they got a lot of wards in that bottom river.
They certainly do. And Fudge actually getting whittled down here by the Gnasher's Tooth from Azir.
Not the lane matchup Fudge wants here.
No, Quid is doing a lot.
Oh, but he actually goes for the all-in. Oh, dodges the shuffle! Fudge with the dancing shoes, but he's got his jungler nearby. He gets bounced on instead. Contractz in some trouble. Quid shuffled back. Palafox has joined him. Misses the volley, but lands the last one. Shut down to Palafox. Shopify Rebellion pounce on the play.
Yeah, they make a little trap there around Fudge, who starts it all up with the Malphite. 100 Thieves are the ones still getting an extra lane of play, though, with Sniper down here and him having teleport, but they do get their kill onto Quid, and they get the flash from the Azir, too, which was like, they continue to reduce the possible threat on Bvoy. Bvoy really looks like he's going to be able to play this game freely. 100 Thieves, though, they're starting up this Rift Herald, and they've got their teleport on Sniper.
Surprising that they're able to do this when Quid had just gotten down.
I mean, there's no Malphite ultimate, so, like, even if he also matched teleports, it would be a big advantage for 100 Thieves, because Sniper has everything, flash, teleport, Gnar ready, so that's why, they're kind of seeding this one over at the moment, and just go for the cross-map play, because you just used a lot of your resources in the fight trying to get Quid, so just go for the trade instead. Grab the Dragon yourself.
That's feats of strength picked up because that's 3 neutral objectives plus the first turret. Quid's going to get another turret now. So even though it looked nice from Shopify Rebellion to start things off there, in the extended play, I think 100 Thieves are feeling very happy here, Kobe. I mean, Quid's still getting gold in him. Yes, he doesn't have the flash, so we're going to have to watch out for that later. But as we had a replay, Shopify Rebellion overall only get the kill.
Let's take a look here. Goes for the ult on the Azir plus the minion wave. Back steps as soon as he knows he's going to get out of CC. Then Contractz was running straight from the river. This is where it got messy, right? He's running straight for Quid. Has to use his ultimate early on. Flash over the wall. And Palafox didn't quite have the angle on the initial threaded volley, but does get the kill there at the end. So they find their secure. The whole time, though, you saw the mini-map. was Sniper wailing on that bottom side tower.
Trinity Force Gnar.
It's definitely a point that is brought up a lot with Shopify, is that they do commit to side lane plays a lot. And actually, in this case, it was 100 Thieves that, play the extra lane. They didn't call in, the extra players, and Sniper was able to get bot side. Plus, eventually, top side, as you said, when Quid does return. But really, I want to see if the flashless Azir is going to be meaningful.
I want to see if anybody actually commits to this play right now. Not a lot to fight over other than mid turrets, as we're actually teleporting Fudge in, maybe thinking the 100 Thieves were hard committing to the engage. So Shopify Rebellion, we got a bit of an ARAM going on here, the El Clasico.
And immediately you see the response. It's very good from 100 Thieves. They disengage the fight and they send Sniper bottom.
Yeah.
He has teleport advantage now. He can freely split push and they break out into 1-3-1. This is exactly what you do versus a team that wants to group. A team that wants to use a Malphite ultimate, a Leona ultimate on you and force these fights. You spread into your 1-3-1. Use your teleport advantage and gain some resources that way. Front
to back is much harder to pull off. Hard engaging, much harder to pull off if you're not engaging into the actual team fights. Quid doesn't have the flash, but is able to shuffle out of there. He is just fine. Contractz actually might chase him down. One becomes lightning lands, but not going to commit. Now the Herald in the mid lane. This could break open the map for 100 Thieves. As again, they've just done a great job of rotating around the map. And the Weaver's wall is going to land in time. Oh, it does not, but now the engage comes in from Seoul. Re-engage from Eyla, and that's the bullet time. Again, canceled this time by FBI. He saw Fudge there, said, nope, not going to give that opportunity. 100 Thieves patiently back off.
Ooh, yeah, Palafox got locked up there as the Rift Herald crashed and rode the wall through. So Palafox had to flash out of that engage from Eyla. Of course, it was the Rakan flash as well to kind of force it there, so... Some resources expended on both sides, and Palafox keeps his bounty alive.
Happy about that one. 2-0 and 0, not in the death count. And has 2 items completed as well. That's the Ceres plus the Leandri, so this Taliyah, bit of a spike here. Quid from that earlier death and missing some of the waves. Slightly more behind on the build, but also going for a slightly pricier one, I suppose. Dark Seal picked up too, so... We'll see if anything comes of that one, but Otacon has now spawned. It is voracious, no surprise. Only 6 kills and a slower game than may be expected here, Kobe. When I was looking at these two rosters, these two teams, how they play, both of them had a couple of pretty fast games earlier in the split, but we got a bit of a... What's the opposite of a barn burner? A barn builder?
Yeah, I mean, they at least they still have been going for plays, just not quite as scrappy, I guess. Sure. As you're looking for.
Maybe that's results-based analysis on my end.
Well,
there's not a lot of kills.
The opposite of the barn burner is the barn builder.
Yep, there we go.
So we've got Bob the Builder game.
We're building some barns here.
Regardless,
Shopify
Shopify still are able to get a little bit of a victory there because the top side needed an extra wave pushed in. So they were able to send all the extra resources to finish off the objective of the bottom side turret and get their first turret kill of the game to get that gold swing back a little bit in their favor. And then Palafox still goes up top, catches that wave. That's pushed all the way into secondary.
It's pretty much dead even, but once this mid turret falls for 100 Thieves, it's a matter of if, basically. I mean, it's so low, just 1 or 2 autos from FBI or Quid should take it out, especially Sniper with that Trinity Force. Any member could claim that one. That opens up the map for more potential rotational plays from 100 Thieves. And right now, that play is going to be around the Dragon. 30 seconds till it spawns here. Yet again, Shopify, they keep doing this, Kobe. They keep getting the wards down early, getting the setup early, but then we don't see that many proper fights. We've had the one so far, but some of the other times it feels like Dragon is just kind of a distraction for plays elsewhere on the map.
I mean, this one looks pretty good for them since they've got Palafox teleport on top side, as long as Fudge gets here in time, because Fudge just reset. They have to be careful. Fudge went to go get his Sunfire completed.
Yeah, Sniper also just reset. Has the Black Cleaver completed now, so FBI is going to be doing a little more shred. Same with River, too. Nice for both of those champions. As they're pushing the wave in yet again, 100 Thieves currently control the access point. But again, the engage from Shopify Rebellion cannot be understated. Watch for Fudge. Watch for Seos. If either of these get onto Quid, get onto even River, you can look to blow up the enemy champions very quickly.
So FBI just went for a recall. He was on a control ward, so Shopify didn't see, but they're going to force the issue anyway.
Yeah.
And Misfortune is running here
River might have to look for the 50-50 steal. FBI now makes it in. The strut passive, very fast movement speed, and now Sniper on a flank. Turret goes down. Shopify Rebellion do get the dragon. Can they get out now? Eyla could look for his own engage. And not much going to happen here. Contractz actually goes in instead onto River, dodges with Call of the Pack. A Sniper still on the flank, getting that rage bar up. Knocked away by the blast cone. Fudge has the ultimate, has a flash. They're out of there. Shopify Rebellion, they get the dragon and they get out.
Interesting because Otacon is also on the side of the map though. So while you get out, getting out gets you away from a bigger objective.
And that was Crescent Guard from Contractz. No ultimates used from 100 Thieves. Even Seoul also used Solar Snare, so Shopify Rebellion are going to have to try and find a way in here. Down ultimates in the cooldown. Otacon started, now Seoul goes in. That's a bullet time over the top. It's Eyla out of there. Now Fudge with a re-engage. FBI did not get a lot done with that one. The bot lane dies for 100 Thieves. Shopify Rebellion can now fight their way through Quid, but he is holding the line. Quid! 1v3, 1v4 even gets his own kill. Fudge goes down too. It's a 2-for-2 trade.
Yeah, and the rest of the Shopify members are so low health, they can't continue the scrap. Fudge goes in, but the rest of the team had eaten. Ooh, kind of close. The rest of the team had eaten so much damage from the Misfortune ultimate when they were killing Eyla that they could not follow it up. And yeah, Quid just holds the line.
Yeah, you drop a couple soldiers down, guess, like, bet, come in. I have my shuffle, I have my flash. You cannot get past the Azir.
But we did see that Malphite work.
It did?
The Malphite did work.
It did.
The rest of the team, though, was too low to follow up and make it in past. So they do get their pick on Eyla. It's like CC chain into seismic shove here. Is going to be able to finish off the Rakan, but
beautiful.
Yeah, a lot of damage done to Bvoy there, especially. So two of the Shopify members very, very low, and then Fudge goes in, ballistic missile, and then he kind of goes in even further. Palafox, Contractz, Seos, and Bvoy all just get kind of cut off there.
Yeah, I didn't think Malphite can just one-shot me, I guess. Huh?
Huh?
You know what?
Yes,
I think 80 carries around the world agree with that sentiment, FBI. I didn't know. I was unaware.
Just need that Iceborne Gauntlet, a little bit extra damage right on top, and got him. But the rest of the team held off by Quid. The Azir doing so much work.
Now River again called the pack, getting him to safety. Very powerful ability on the Naafiri, and Shopify Rebellion can't actually get the kill.
In the end, though, Shopify... Wait a second.
Kobe, we're just starting Baron. Shopify Rebellion, they don't actually sniff this out yet. Contractz is still hovering around the area. No wards down, but they think something's up. Seos will spot it. Drops a control ward over the wall. Fudge has the ultimate available, so 100 Thieves need to play very respectfully. Sniper is not there and actually just went Mega in the mini-map you see on the side. Teleport in from Palafox. I think Shopify Rebellion realized no Mega Gnar. This is our time to go. Seos with the engage onto Eyla, taking a lot of damage himself, and now Fudge goes in. Flash from Quid, repositions on the Azir. Bullet time over the top again. Shuffle back Contractz. Shopify Rebellion's front line's taking a lot of damage. Sniper going further in. It's a Quid show, and we're all blessed to watch it. What a wallop from Sniper. Gets the stun. Withdrawals coming through. Shopify Rebellion are still surviving though, and Bvoy with the snipe. Everyone from 100 Thieves falls. They lose the Otacon buff. Shopify Rebellion, they're still alive.
They go for the fight and they wipe off the revivals from 100 Thieves. Here's another look at the timing on it. So, as you say, they start the teleport early. Palafox is coming in already. Then the Gnar channel starts now. So Seoul starts the fight. They got both carries from 100 Thieves right next to each other with the Leona ult. And Fudge goes in to follow it up, getting one of the flashes back. That opens up enough room. They barely scrap. With all that damage that that Quid was putting out there back on Baron.
Okay, we're back on Baron. No Malphite ultimate. He's not even nearby, so it looks like it's just going to go over to the Thieves. Secured by River. Shopify Rebellion had no jungler, no top laner. And 100 Thieves with the Otacon recall were able to get back on the map faster. They pick up Baron.
That is the bonus. It's always the timing windows of these withdrawals, these revivals.
Yep. It feels like Shopify Rebellion won that fight, but because of how the Otacon went earlier, it's actually 100 Thieves, despite technically getting wiped, have the tempo play.
That's why you go to start Baron always when you have the Otacon revival, because it turns it into a bit of a win-win situation for you, and they're able to utilize it very effectively. Now, with the Baron buff, they actually call Sniper on over, so they're going to group. He doesn't have his teleport, so nobody on 100 Thieves has the ability to kind of really split away, since Leona and Malphite can usually just force on you.
And at this point, it's really tough for Shopify Rebellion to fight for the Dragon. No flashes on a single member. Fudge is coming up here shortly, but 100 Thieves currently just have an advantage if it comes to the team fight, unless Fudge gets a really big engage, and he is actually positioning for it. In comes Contractz. Shopify Rebellion, it looks like now they're on the same page. They couldn't tell if they wanted to go in or out, and 100 Thieves will get the Dragon. And Shopify Rebellion don't get much done on the map to counter it.
Yeah, they're just kind of staring them down there, unsure if they're going to have an opening to actually go in for the fight, and they do not. 100 Thieves. See about the 1-4 at the moment to push on in with Baron buff. Shopify just camping.
And 100 Thieves are actually trying to siege this bottom side right now. Shopify Rebellion are maybe looking for somebody out of position, but the Thieves are not giving them that opportunity, as they will push that wave in, start hitting the turret, and mid lane also very low here. So they're about to take potentially 2 with this Red Bull Baron power play.
Yeah, hard to take down these buffed up siege minions, and Sniper gets his in mid lane, continues on up. The rest of them slowly whittling away at the bottom side.
This is around that same time, the Shopify Rebellion, they start to, question what they want to do. Do we want to contest Dragon or not? Do we want to engage bot turret or not? We give mid turret now. Sniper might have the flank here and engage under turret for 100 Thieves. Seoul's taking a lot of damage. River binds space, but it's actually Sniper that goes down. 1 for 2 trades so far. 100 Thieves trading up. They got both bot laners of Shopify Rebellion and only lose their top laner.
The focus there they had onto Bvoy. Eyla and FBI started out with the Rakan and Misfortune combo to get the decent chunk of damage with their ultis, and then River just flashes in for the point blank on the ultimate right in Bvoy's face. And they're able to take down the enemy threat there before getting right back out alive. So here's another look at it. They're looking at Bvoy right now. Then Eyla and FBI are going to make the call. Even though Sniper is going mini right now, they get the full combo here through barrier for Bvoy, so they get him to have help. And then River W's through the team and flashes to point blank, then ultimate Bvoy, and gets his Q pass through there as well.
Yeah.
Although meanwhile, Quid here on the Azir just pumping away.
Snipes.
I was looking at their play onto Ezreal, but Sniper.
I love the sip of water. He's like, he doesn't need to say words. Just take a sip. Yep.
He just went
He knows.
mini.
They know. We know. It's okay. Yeah, that was an unfortunate timing. If he's Mega right there, much different play. Maybe 100 Thieves can even take that inhibitor down, but as it is, it's still a lead for the Thieves. 5,000 up as we're starting to set up control over this top river for Shopify Rebellion. They got to fight up a hill here to come back in this one.
Yeah, I mean, and Sniper himself right back out to split pushing, level 16 on the Gnar with his 3 items. So 100 Thieves once again retake control of the map, push it out afterwards. And Shopify, I mean, they did finish the death cap onto Palafox, so you do have a lot of burst potential behind one of these picks. But you have to get one of these meaningful picks and like CC full combo somebody.
Yeah.
You do have some burst potential here. We'll see.
We haven't seen that big full wombo combo pulled off for Shopify Rebellion, and that goes back to your point earlier, Kobe. 100 Thieves aren't really giving them that opportunity. They're playing around the map. They're dragging Shopify around and just tussling with them in a way that is not satisfying for Shopify to like full commit, because if they full commit, they're losing mid turret, or if they full commit mid, they're losing bot turret. Like, it doesn't feel like there's an ideal situation for Shopify Rebellion based on how 100 Thieves are playing the map.
Also, credit where credit is due. FBI has got off some good ults. Quid under attack.
Okay, this could be the pick for Shopify Rebellion. Right as you're saying it, Shopify find it. Quid will eventually go down. 100 Thieves are pushing mid and bot for this, but Shopify Rebellion, that is something on the board for them.
Yep, they full send on a side lane because they don't want to, well, they're still going to lose a lot. They're going to lose the open door in mid. Sniper's about to get right. Oh, they're teleporting in to try and trap them.
Oh, okay. Is this the entire move for Shopify Rebellion? This could be the game-determining play. Fudge is in there. He has the ultimate available. If he can lock down River, lock down Eyla, maybe get onto FBI here, and the rest of Shopify follow up, it could mean good news for the Rebels. Right now, it's just Eyla trying to play bodyguard for the rest of the team. Shopify Rebellion can't get everybody in there. They are losing their waves. This has to work. They engage onto Eyla. Can't even kill the Rakan. 100 Thieves get out of there. Sniper now engaged. He's about to hit Mega. Pulled back bullet time. Everyone's got to scatter from the Rebels. They kill Sniper. And now they got to back off. That's another on the board for Shopify.
The burst there. They get it on the re-engage. Seoul sets up Palafox. And the death cap damage is enough. They full burst Sniper before he can transform. They get their kill, and the base is open. And the base is actually losing the inhibitor to minions too.
Yeah, I mean, it's so tough. You get the kill, but you had no pressure mid or bot.
But you kind of need to open up, windows like this, because now there's another death timer on Sniper. So even though Sniper has teleport, maybe Shopify can do something here.
Oh, this is
20
spotted.
seconds.
They have a ward on the Baron, so they know that River's there. Shopify Rebellion can now try and make a pincer move onto him. Fudge has his ultimate again. Level 16. That thing's very short cooldown at this point.
Sniper has teleport, so yeah, their timer's running out. Sniper's back up in 5 seconds.
Okay. And they didn't even burn, like, big summoner spells. Ayla's flash is about to come up. FBI has summoner spells. Quid has summoner spells. And 100 Thieves, they're right back on the Baron. They know they have the gold lead. They feel like they can take this fight. Let's see if Shopify Rebellion can do anything here.
It's like Palafox was looking for an ult towards Misfortune, but FBI is going to take the safe route over anyway. Now Eyla deep in enemy territory. You see the Rakan positioning behind Shopify.
Ooh, he is deep in enemy territory. The Thief is spotted, and Eyla gets out of there. Not going to commit for the Baron, as now the Rebels are trying to control this mid side. They lose the inhibitor. It's super minions pushing in, but as long as they keep people here, they still can, prevent that from being a win condition for the Thieves. It's going to come down to these objective fights, and I still think that if the Rebels find the right fight, this comp is terrifying if they can just lock people down and get that damage in.
Yeah, they have a harder time, handling all the side lanes here and split pushing, and so. Well, actually, they do check the dragon at least. It was about to be River kind of jumping in there. River was thinking maybe I can sneak this dragon, jump over the back, but Shopify wielding the Malphite and the Leona. They come over, they push them off, they start up themselves. Thieves go back to the Baron side.
Yeah, they just want this Baron. This is when they're called the entire time, and now the Rebels have to answer. Again, they're off the dragon. Nobody's looking at side lanes. Everyone's about mid, and now these objectives. Engage comes in from Seos, does not land a stun onto Quid. So the flare's down. Fudge has got to be the hero for the Rebels. Contractz in the pit. It could come to a 50-50 if the Rebels don't have their engage. Now Contractz stunned into the wall, and that's River with the Baron engage from Eyla. Fudge goes solo onto Quid, who's able to get out of there just fine. Double flash response. He's into the stasis. The Thieves are running the fight. Get the Baron, get the fight afterwards. The Thieves are looking to close this one out. 12-9 on the scoreboard. Palafox in full retreat mode. No flash available. River continues the chase. Quid looks for the ace right there. And the Thieves have done it, finishing their final game of the positioning phase.
Great force there from the Thieves.
Played well. Palafox is so useless, man. This champ, Ezreal.
It's pretty good, Reeves.